Imagine a world where the bright golden sun was never our source of light and warmth. Instead, Earth traveled through space, locked in a mysterious dance around a powerful black hole. At first, this idea sounds like a nightmare, a universe where darkness has replaced the familiar sky. But the reality would be far more fascinating and complex. A black hole is not simply a cosmic monster that pulls everything into it. It is a place where gravity becomes incredibly strong because a massive amount of matter is compressed into a tiny region. If Earth orbited a black hole at the right distance, our planet could theoretically continue its journey through space without being swallowed. The greatest change would be the disappearance of sunlight. The sun gives Earth energy, creates our seasons, drives our weather, and supports every form of life we know. Without sunlight, the world would become cold and dark. Plants would struggle because photosynthesis would stop, oceans would begin freezing from the surface, and many ecosystems would collapse. Life would need to adapt in unimaginable ways, possibly relying on underground environments or artificial sources of energy. Yet, this dark world would not be completely lifeless. A black hole itself does not produce light, but if it had a companion star or surrounded itself with a disk of extremely hot material, it could create powerful radiation. Scientists believe that planets around certain black holes might even have conditions where life could exist if the environment was stable enough. The sky would also become completely different. Instead of watching the sun rise every morning, humans would witness a mysterious, invisible giant controlling the motion of our planet. The stars would appear brighter, and the universe would feel much closer. Gravity would shape everything, reminding humanity that we are part of a much larger cosmic story. A black hole-centered Earth would teach us a powerful lesson about balance. The universe. Earth's new cosmic home around a black hole. A black hole is not simply a space monster. It is an extremely dense object with powerful gravity. If Earth orbited a black hole at the correct distance, it could theoretically continue moving safely through space instead of being pulled inside. Imagine a universe where Earth no longer circles the familiar warmth of the sun, but instead travels around a mysterious black hole. This idea may sound terrifying, but a black hole is not a giant vacuum that automatically destroys everything nearby. It is an object with enormous gravity created when a massive amount of matter is compressed into an extremely small area. If a black hole had the same mass as the sun and Earth orbited at the same distance, our planet could technically continue its journey without being pulled inside. The biggest difference would be the absence of sunlight, but the gravitational relationship could remain similar. Earth's orbit depends on gravity, not on the brightness of the object it circles. A black hole with the right mass could hold Earth in a stable path through space. However, the environment around our planet would become completely different. The sky would lose its golden glow, and the darkness of space would dominate the view. The familiar rhythm of sunrise and sunset would disappear, reminding us that our planet's existence depends on a delicate connection with the sun. This scenario helps us understand that black holes are not just destroyers. They're fascinating cosmic objects that follow the same laws of physics, shaping our entire universe. The loss of sunlight and its impact on life. Without the sun, Earth would lose its main source of energy. Darkness and extreme cold would take over. Plants would struggle to survive, oceans could freeze, and life would face massive challenges adapting to the new environment. Without the sun, Earth would face one of the greatest challenges imaginable: the loss of its primary source of energy. Sunlight is the foundation of life on our planet. It provides warmth, drives weather systems, powers plant growth, and maintains the conditions needed for ecosystems to survive. If Earth orbited a black hole instead, the planet would immediately enter a dark and freezing era. The surface temperature would begin dropping, and within a short time, much of the water on Earth would start turning into ice. Plants would be among the first living things to suffer because they depend on sunlight for photosynthesis. As plant life declined, animals and humans would also face serious consequences due to the collapse of food chains. The atmosphere and oceans would slowly change, creating a harsh environment where survival would become extremely difficult. However, some life forms might find shelter deep underground, where geothermal energy from Earth's interior could provide warmth and support unique ecosystems. This imaginary situation reveals how important the sun is to our existence. It is not just a bright object in the sky. It is the powerful source that maintains the balance of our planet. Without its energy, Earth would become a completely different world, showing how fragile and precious life truly is. Could life exist near a black hole? Although a black hole does not create its own light, certain conditions, such as a nearby star or a hot disk of material around it, could provide energy. Some forms of life might possibly survive in unique environments. Life around a black hole may sound impossible, but the universe is full of surprising possibilities. Scientists study extreme environments to understand whether life could exist in places very different from Earth. A black hole itself does not produce light or heat like a star, but certain conditions around it could create sources of energy. For example, if a black hole was surrounded by a disk of superheated gas and dust, this material could release powerful radiation and energy that might influence nearby planets. A planet orbiting a black hole would need to be at the perfect distance to avoid dangerous radiation and extreme gravitational effects. If conditions were stable, some forms of life might survive by adapting to a colder and darker environment. Instead of depending on sunlight, organisms could possibly use alternative energy sources, similar to how some life forms on Earth survive near deep ocean vents using chemical energy. This idea expands our understanding of where life might exist in the universe. Earth's life depends on sunlight, but nature has shown that life can be incredibly adaptable. Exploring the possibility of life near black holes helps scientists imagine new worlds and reminds us that the universe may contain countless environments beyond our current understanding. The search for life is not limited to Earth-like planets. It includes the most unusual places in the cosmos that Earth's sky would transform dramatically. Instead of sunlight and familiar days, humans would observe a darker universe filled with brighter stars and experience a planet controlled by the invisible force of gravity. If Earth orbited a black hole instead of the sun, the appearance of our sky and our experience of the universe would change completely. The bright blue sky created by sunlight would disappear, and the familiar cycle of day and night would no longer exist in the same way. Instead of watching the sun rise and set, humans would look into a darker sky filled with. The presence of a black hole would create a mysterious and powerful environment. Although we could not see the black hole itself, we would observe its effects through gravity and the movement of nearby objects. The universe would feel much larger as galaxies, distant stars, and cosmic structures became more visible in the darkness. The night sky would become a permanent reminder of the incredible forces that shape space. Life on Earth would have to adapt to this new reality. Human technology would become essential for survival, with artificial lighting, advanced energy systems, and protected habitats possibly replacing many natural conditions. This imaginary world would show us how deeply connected our lives are to the sun and how every part of Earth's environment depends on a delicate cosmic balance that we often take for granted. The importance of Earth's perfect balance. This imaginary scenario shows how special Earth's relationship with the sun is. The right distance, energy, and atmosphere create the perfect conditions that allow life to exist and thrive on our planet. That Earth's journey around a black hole would teach humanity a powerful lesson about the importance of balance in the universe. Our planet is not simply a random object floating through space. It exists in a carefully arranged system where distance, gravity, atmosphere, and energy work together to create the conditions necessary for life. The sun provides the perfect amount of warmth and light that allows Earth's ecosystems to survive and flourish. A world orbiting a black hole would show how different and challenging life could become without this natural balance. Even if Earth could maintain a stable orbit around a black hole, the absence of sunlight would transform the planet into a completely unfamiliar place. This thought experiment helps us appreciate the rare conditions that make Earth unique among countless worlds in the universe. The universe operates through powerful forces that humans are still